So, I made the mistake of playing Fears to Fathom with my older sister and promptly got terrified after about 2 minutes. So terrified that I made her be in charge of the controls, in which we were able to actually make it out of the bedroom, down the stairs, into the kitchen, and then both get so scared that we turned off the game. So, you know me, I have two favorite things: video games and free stuff. If I were to have a third thing, it'd be the electricity in my house and how thankful I am that all my light bulbs work. Fears to Fathom Chapter 1, Home Alone, is a, in big quotations, psychological horror game. Wrong. It's a first-person horror game. You are playing as this kid, reliving this incident that happened to him when he was young via writing this experience online as an adult, yet you can die. You're online explaining your story, but you can die, so how are you writing the story if you're dead? I don't know. This game is about a 14-year-old boy who's home alone for the weekend. The gameplay is that you must perform tasks in an excruciating order. You are constantly being forced to go places outside of your comfort zone and out of convenience way for the sake of doing it how the kid usually does it, no matter how unsafe it is. Side note, this game has some of the worst sound effects and sound design I have ever heard. They picked the worst breathing, chewing, sighing, just like everything noises, and it is so vile. That is the true horror of this game. The instructions and layout are really confusing. The controls don't really work that well. The animation doesn't really look like anything, and you can't really tell what's going on because all the filters on top of it sometimes. It's honestly not a very good game, and also it kind of disappointed me because I was expecting for it to be an investigation of this thing that had happened instead of you actually living through it, so that automatically made me be like, okay, this is not psychological horror, this is just horror because you're actually living it. Anyways, I may not like it, and it may not be good, but it is scary because I screamed really loud, and I apologize to my neighbors for that one, but, that's the end of my side note. I did not personally play this game. I forced my husband to be in control because I was too scared from my first time I tried to play it, but I was just so curious that I needed to see what happened after my failed attempt with my sister. Funnily enough, this was also a failed attempt, kinda, because we ended up getting the bad ending, which I don't really care enough to get the good ending. I think that kind of defeats the purpose of this game. I don't think it's really supposed to be replayed. I feel like replaying it will automatically take away all of the interest. On a second run through, the bulk of the game is so boring, technically. Like, nothing happens. You're just doing tasks that build suspense that doesn't really mean anything at that point. It's not even going to be fun to replay because it wasn't made to be replayed. Ultimately, though, most horror isn't my thing anyways, and it's not just because it loses its value so quickly most of the time. And I don't really appreciate that I haven't been able to have less than 2 light bulbs on in my house since I've played it.